Yay, they did this episode! This is Rememberances, and as the title and the opening suggests, this episode is basically a clip show. It's where they're kind of like reminiscing about everything that's happened so far. And when I saw, when I realized this is what the episode was going to be like, because in the opening last time in The Legend of Korra, they made it very clear this is what the episode was going to be. And I was both happy and disappointed. On one end, it was kind of cool because in Last Airbender, I really enjoyed the Ember Island Players episode. I love how they did a very fun recap of the show by doing a play of it, and it led to a lot of great comedy and satire, and it was really hilarious. So I was really happy that they were going to do it again. I really wanted them to do something like that again. So on one end, I was excited, but on the other end, it was like, oh, come on. Like, I want to see what happens next. So I was somewhat excited for this episode. I mean, especially given like some of the negative feedback they've got on the show, like in books 1 and 2. I was really hoping they'd make fun of the love triangle and season 2. And they really didn't do a lot of that. Like, it was more just a recap than comedy. And again, I get that they wanted to do something different from Ember Island Players, but at the same time, it's like, you had an opportunity here, and if you're gonna give us fun filler, just make it fun, or like. So there's essentially 3 different stories we're getting here. We're getting Mako's version, Korra's version, and Varric's version. Mako's version was the least interesting. It focused on the romance, which I didn't care about. You had Prince Wu's play-by-play, which was kind of funny, but not really. Like, I feel like you could have done a lot more with the romance in this show in terms. I mean, they did poke fun of it a bit, but I mean, I feel like you could have done a lot more. And it also kind of just distorts the book, because Mako's like so more focused on this romance plot than like, the Equalist and Amon. Like, it's like there's not much, but it also confirms that Mako was just there to be the love interest in book 1, because like, again, he's more concerned with his relationship with Korra than like all this other stuff going on. Korra and Asami, Korra's story I thought was fine. It was nice to see her and Asami together, and I want them to ship so bad. They are such a good couple. It was nice. It really set the things in motion. It makes really effective way to tie the season together. It reminded me how pointless book 1 is, but it really showed how connected books 3 and 4 are. It's like, is the world better off now than it was before? Because while Korra opened the portals, she also brought in the Red Lotus, and because of them, now the world they just threw the world into chaos. And it also really just begs the question, how is this season going to go down? Like, how is Korra going to fix everything to a way where, the world's not even more out of balance, and the world's going to keep getting out of balance? What's Korra going to do? Does the world need Korra? It's a really interesting debate, and I really am curious to see how it gets resolved. The best story by far was Varric. Like, Varric and Bolin this season are just like, they're probably my favorite thing about the season. And Bolin especially, I just love him this season. Like, I wasn't a big Bolin fan in the first 3 books, but I just love him. I love how Varric just completely fictionalizes the book. I love when Bolin's telling the story book once. It was like, boo! It's like pretty much summarizing how some people feel about book 1. So I love how he fictionalizes it. It's funny and exaggerated. Honestly, I wish the whole episode was just Varric recapping the entire show. It would have been so hilarious. Like, oh yeah, and I was laughing hysterically when the villains were on the phone with each other. That was great. Like, just seeing Vatu holding a phone and the clearly oh-so dubbed Zahir voice. And I also love how none of them like Unalaq. Like, it's making fun of the fact that no one really cared for him. It's generally considered Unalaq is the weakest villain on this show, and I love acknowledge that. And yeah, I just wish there was more Varric recapping. But yeah, it was a fun little episode. I wish it was as good as it wasn't. It was nowhere near as good as Ember Island Players, but it was still fun, and it was nice to have a filler episode. And I'm guessing since we're doing the filler episode now, hopefully that means the next 5 episodes, the remaining 5 episodes, are just non-stop, intense story. Like, every episode needs to be like, boom, 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 boom. Because, like, the last handful of episodes of Korra always tend to be have a lot going on. So hopefully that's what the remaining episodes are. Hopefully this is like the calm before the storm. Like, I don't want to see any more, like, filler. It's just full-on story from here on out. And Kuvira is messing with the swamp, so hopefully we get that next episode. So yeah, it was a good episode. I'm a little disappointed, but I still enjoyed it. And this is still my favorite season by far. Hopefully you can keep it up. So what do you think of this episode of Korra? Please comment below and let me know. And as always, like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Until next time, this is J Stars 360 signing out.